Hello and welcome to a fourth tutorial for 911 Operator. I'm Luke from Soharic Media Group, and this tutorial will be showing you how to add custom audio to your custom calls, which I've already shown you how to do in previous tutorials. This one was meant to come out before the Call Editor basic tutorial. However, due to some issues with the recording, I decided to record this again to give you a better overall quality and hope that it can be more useful this way. There are a few things you're going to need for adding custom audio, one of which is a program to record audio. I've actually got two running because one's recording my voice while I'm speaking now, but the one I'm going to be used for the audio for the calls is called Audacity. It's free and openly available online, so you don't have to worry about paying any costs for that or anything. And you're also going to want your game folder open, which you can see here in this window that we already have open. From here, I want to open up my script, which if I drag across is this script here, SO03, the same one I showed in one of the previous tutorials. And what we want voice lines of is everything within this dialogue section. So everything that has text within this dialogue section we want audio of. So the police emergency, police, yes, please help. Okay, ma'am, I need you to try and remain calm, and so on. So everything in the dialogue we need audio of. We do not need audio of the AAR, the scene, or the title. That's fine. We don't need audio of those. So from within your folder, you want to, like when we added custom languages and you added a folder called Lang, we want to add a folder called Sounds. If I just open that up, you can see I've already added some in. So these are all of the operators ones, which I added in my first tutorial. But since then I've received the callers ones from Sabrina, who did those, and Daniel did the operators ones. So I've received the callers ones, and now I'm going to edit those and show you how to get those working in the game. This file here on the desktop is the audio for the caller, but this has all of the audio in. So this has all of her lines. Now, one thing to note is that this is in MP4. This is in M4A format, which won't open in Audacity. So what you'll need to do is go to an online site somewhere, new window, and just search up for W4A. Was it W4A? I've forgotten what it was now. M4A. M4A to MP3, not MP4, MP3. And then this first one should do. In fact, this is, you can see here, this is the one I used last time I needed to convert something. Because it remembers it, which is a little bit creepy, but hey. And then I'll just download that new file, and now it should be in MP3 format. So that's sorted. We can close that, and we can delete the original. So now it should open up in Audacity. Super! So let's just go ahead and play it to see what we got.
Okay, so I'm doing report of a gunshot, and how you want to cut and splice and whatnot.
Okay, so I believe it starts here, where I've got my cursor. So I'm just going to delete absolutely everything before it, because I've already listened to it. So it's not just me being rude, I have listened to it. Although I'm going to re-import it, because as you might have seen there, I made the scaling go funny because I was using keyboard keys that I don't really know how to use, I think was my problem. So it was here, I believe. And just hit the delete key and all of that gets deleted. Now what we want to do is cut it as finely as we can to the audio. Don't need to zoom in that far, but yeah, that's finely enough. And then we want to check our script. So the script says that this line should be, because she's doing them in order, so it should be, police, yes, please help. So we'll listen to it and see what we've got.
Police? Yes, please help.
And then we'll stop it there, so we know that this first line of audio goes up to this mark. So I'm just gonna, I should zoom out a bit because I'm a little bit too fine detail. Just gonna zoom out. So I'm actually gonna Control X and then Control N for a new document, a new window, and then Control V to paste it in there. Now I'm just going to hit Control S. I don't want to do that. I want to hit Control Shift E, which will export the file. Now you want to navigate to your sounds folder. I'm not there. I need to actually navigate to it. So it should be this one, I believe. No. Okay, I need to work out which folder I'm navigating to. 935421839. 935421839. This one. Here we are. And what do you want to call it? Right. You want to title your file. You want to export in MP3 format, I must point out, which means that you do need to download a plugin for Audacity. I believe WAV format does work, which doesn't require an extra plugin, but I prefer using MP3. It's not that hard to find. Just search Audacity MP3 plugin online and you'll get the link straight away. So what do you want to call it? Well, you want to first put C, which stands for cool, I believe. And then you put the ID of your cool, which for me is SO03. And then you do underscore, and then the ID of your piece of text. So I'm going to go back to the script again, and we can see here that the ID for this piece of text is 2. So I'm just going to go underscore 2, click save. I'm going to add in that the artist is Sabrina, and that the year is 2017, but I'm not going to add anything else. Just hit enter, enter again, and that's now done. Now I'm going to blank this one, Alt-Tab back to the previous document that has all of the text lines in, and delete any blank audio that there may be. Again, check the script. There's a man here. He came into the flats, kicked in a door, I heard a shot and ran. So when it says I ran, it ends.
There's a man here. He's come into the flats, kicked in a door, and I heard a shot. I ran.
Oh no, don't keep going. So this is where the I ran was. So that is the end of this piece of audio. Again, Control X. I'm using Alt Tab here just to jump between windows quicker. So jumping to my blank one, Control V, Control Shift E. And I'm just going to pick one of those so it don't have to type as much. I believe it's number 4, but I am just going to go back and check. Yep, it's ID number 4. Hit save. And the joy of using exactly the same window to export is that it remembers it was Sabrina in 2017. I believe if you close this audio track, it won't remember, so I just delete and blank that audio track, leaving it in place so it does remember. Now I'm just going to do that for all of them, and then I will prove that this works in-game, because you've seen 2, and I don't think you need to see any more, to be quite honest. I think you will understand from there what you're doing, because it's just a repeated process now. Having said that, I'm straight away going to come back and speak some more. Firstly, to say that it's worth listening to the audio very carefully, and you may have to change your script, because if the voice artist has been slightly more creative, then they could well have said not word for word what the script says. So it'd be good if you then change the script to say what they said, so that the script and the audio match up. I quite like it when they're more creative, because you usually get a more natural performance, I think, rather than I am reading a script kind of thing. But again, that's preference of the artist. The other thing I'm going to say is where you have the address, in-game it's usually... Now you can do this in Audacity, so I'm just going to find the address because it should be in this next bit of cool.
A male, maybe in his 20s. He came into our flats at 135 Tooley Lane.
And there's the address.
Busted into my neighbor's apartment. She's only 19. Then I heard an argument and 2 shots ran out.
Ran out? Rang, love. Either that or it's my hearing. Not that it matters, because... they simulate emergency calls. There's going to be mess-ups in emergency calls, so it doesn't matter at all. So I'm going to paste that in here and try and find the address
at
again.
135 Tooley Lane.
So I believe that's it, 135.
135 Tooley Lane.
Okay, now something you can do here is, if you press Effect up at the top of the page, and then you go down to this one called Wah Wah, it is possible to make it inaudible. I've got to remember how to do that. So we'll see if I just click Apply. Does that work? And that's made it inaudible. You can make it sound slightly better if you messed around with those settings, but there's no way you can hear that that's 125 Chuli Lane, or not any more than you can hear the games ones, because some of the games ones you can actually make out, which are rather amusing.
At 135 Chuli Lane.
Yeah, so you can still hear that it says 135 Chuli Lane, but if you mess around with the wah-wah effect that you find just up in the effects here, you can make it sound even less audible than that, because I've done it previously. So I thought that was just a point worth adding. Now, once you finish that, you can just go ahead and close Audacity altogether, or whatever software you're using, and you'll see that I've got all of my audio files here now. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, address end, hang up 1 and 2, reminder 1 and 2, which perfectly matches everything that's in here. Everything, again, within the dialogue section. I believe I've also gone through and changed the audio as I went, changed the dialogue as I went, sorry, so it should match the audio. So I've also now saved my script afresh and new. This does mean that it won't perfectly match the French, the German, and the Russian translations that I've already done. Or already had done for me, should I say, is a better way of doing it. So thank you, people who did that. If you want your foreign translations to perfectly match, then do the audio first. But because they're a foreign translation, generally people who will be reading it won't understand the English, so they won't know if it's slightly different. So it won't matter at all, actually, if it's just 2 words the other way around kind of thing. So it should be absolutely fine. You'll also see that I've gone ahead and added in VoiceOver to my custom thumbnail in preparation for when we upload this in a minute. So the next stage is to open up Steam and click on your contributors version of 911 Operator and just load up the game. Now it's going to display on the wrong screen if I don't change that, so we'll just change that. And that is tiny, but it's fine because all we're doing is testing it at the moment. Now that's interesting. Apparently there's unset keys everywhere. So I've been testing out a new language translation that I'm trying to do, and I've completely screwed it up. So I'm going to try and get back to some sanity. There we are. So what we want to do is just load up a test game. You're going to go into Chicago for this. And once your game's fully loaded, you just click Start Duty, press the title key, type in Start Call with no spaces, and then your call ID, which for me is SO03. Submit.
Police emergency.
Police? Yes, please help.
And as you can see, both audio lines are in there. The police, please, yes, please help is the one we just added. Police emergency is the one that I added for the tutorial
Hello, are you still
previously,
there?
Except it didn't work.
Okay, ma'am, I need you to try and remain calm. And tell me what exactly has happened.
There's a man here. He's come into the flats, kicked in a door, and I heard a shot. I ran.
Do you know who lives there?
Yes, she's my neighbor. Only 19.
What's the address you're at, ma'am?
1235 Chuli Lane.
Is everybody else out of the building? Is the shooter still there?
Yes, I think most of us are out and haven't seen him leave. Please hurry.
As you could hear, the address, you could still slightly hear it, but it was good enough for inaudible anonymity. So yeah, anyway, that's how you add custom audio to your custom calls for 911 Operator. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below or on Steam or something, and I'll help you the best I can. That ringing is annoying me. I would recommend that if you want more custom calls, you follow even me on Steam, and you might even want to subscribe on YouTube. That's up to you. If you dislike the video, feel free to let me know with the dislike button. If you liked it, again, feel free to let me know with the like button. So, I've been Luke from the Soharic Media Group. Thank you for watching. I hope this video helped, and enjoy your custom modding.